We begin with new information tonight on the officer-involved shooting in Idaho Falls earlier this month.
Today, the Idaho Falls Police Department released dash cam and officer body camera video, along with additional information on what led up to the shooting that left the suspect dead. Evan Thomason is live in Idaho Falls, where the shooting happened. Evan, what did you find out?
I'm at the intersection of 4th and Lee, a residential area here in downtown Idaho Falls. In the early morning hours of January the 8th, Idaho Falls police were following a suspect to conduct a routine traffic stop. Now, this is where the suspect stopped. He actually stopped about just one driveway length on the west side of 4th Street, just to the west side of the intersection. Now, this is when officers exchanged gunfire with 29-year-old Wyatt Landon. I'm about to show you body camera footage of the officer's perspective. He was out in the middle of this roadway just off to the west side of the intersection here in Idaho Falls. And I want to warn you, this footage could be hard to watch.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Units clear here.
AZ-104, shots fired. Officer needs help. Going to be on 4th and Lee. Suspect down.
This is the scene just after 3:10 a.m. Monday, January the 8th. It all started with Idaho Falls police in pursuit of a man of interest.
We had a suspect we were looking for. He had multiple warrants for his arrest. He'd been involved in a vehicle pursuit with another agency earlier in that day. So we had officers out trying to find the suspect so we could serve those warrants.
Officers were trying to pull the driver over for an obstructed license plate. Officers had already identified the driver as 29-year-old Wyatt Landon. After he stopped, he jumped out of his truck and started running down the sidewalk.
Yep, it's him. Hey, it's Wyatt. He's running south on Lee.
The officer attempted to detain the suspect to make that arrest. The suspect had the handgun, pointed the handgun at the officer, pulled the trigger, fired around at the officer. The officer then returned fire, striking him 4 times.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Wyatt Landon was unresponsive at the scene.
Put your hands straight out in front of you. Put your hands straight out in front of you. Let's see your hands.
Once police determined Landon was unresponsive, they rendered first aid until the ambulance arrived. The police department blurred the following footage of the body cams because of the blood on Mr. Landon.
And let me know when you want to swap out.
Landon arrived at an area hospital where he was pronounced dead. Officer Rosales, the officer that fired those shots, has been officially cleared for the incident by the prosecuting attorney earlier today as he was acting in self-defense. He has been placed on administrative leave, and he remains on administrative leave to this day. Reporting in Idaho Falls, I'm Evan Thomason.
Thanks, Evan. The attention for the Idaho Falls Police Department now turns to the officer who fired the shots, Officer Oscar Rosales. As mentioned, he is on administrative leave until further notice. But some of us might not know exactly what goes into that period of time away from the job, so we decided to look into this. Many of these officers receive mental trauma from a multitude of emotions from the incident. It's not easy for anyone to shoot somebody or for anyone to be shot themselves. There are still several people that can't get over seeing those who've been killed, especially in these scenarios. Other officers, like Brian Lovell with the Bonneville County Sheriff's Office, have been in these shoes.
There's a lot of emotion, a lot of things that that a person needs to deal with, and officers, deputies, law enforcement, fire, ambulance personnel, they're no different than any other human being.
Chief Bryce Johnson wishes the best for Officer Rosales and hopes that we give thanks for the work the officers do every day.
It is incredibly traumatic to be shot at and to have to defend yourself with deadly force. And so we do provide counseling. We mandate that they go see a counselor. Most of them decide they want to do a little more than just 1 or 2 visits, but we provide that for them.
Many of these officers spend anywhere from 2 weeks to 5 months off recovering mentally from the incident.